All right, it's time to actually write your ads. So before we dig into the anatomy of writing an ad, I want to quickly talk about scent match. So this is the idea that a user has something in their mind that they're looking for, right? That's why they went to Google in the first place. They're looking for something. And that keyword that they typed out, that's their best guess at finding what they're looking for. So you want to really tightly match what that person's looking for. They're following a scent. So they type it in, they look at the ads, they look at everything on the search results page. They're following the scent. They're looking for that keyword they typed in. And it's going to lead them to a landing page, which hopefully also has that keyword that they typed in. So if they can follow this path, they're like a hound dog on a scent, they're going to be a happy person because they're going to find what they're looking for. So scent match is really important to keep in mind when you're writing ads because it's a way to really make sure you're matching what the user's looking for. It's going to make your ads perform way better. Okay, so now let's dig into the anatomy of an ad. The first part of the ad is the headline. So this is going to be in bold. It's going to be the first thing the user sees. It's really important to get a catchy headline in there. A lot of people think that they need to put the name of their organization or the name of their product or whatever they're advertising, but that's not always true. What you really should put in the headline is the keyword. That's what the user's looking for. So make sure you can include the keyword or include something that's really close to the keyword in the headline. It'll get more people to click through. Next up is the actual body of the ad. So you get 2 lines to explain what you're advertising. So how is it going to benefit the user and what exactly is someone going to get by clicking this ad? It should be really clear in that body description what people are going to get when they click the ad. Google puts character limits on each of these. So make sure that when you're formulating your headline and the body of your ad, that you're keeping in line with the character restrictions that are set in the Google AdWords interface. The next thing you're going to add is the destination URL. So this is just where you put in the URL that you want people to be taken to when they click your ad. So this is that landing page that you've carefully identified. This is where you put the URL for that landing page. Then there's the display URL. So this is actually different from the destination URL. This is the URL that people actually see when they look at the ad. So if you have a really long URL you're taking people to, maybe it's ugly, maybe it's a little messy, you don't want to show that in your ad because it might be too long, it won't fit, and it doesn't really look neat. So the display URL is your chance to show people where they're going to be taken in a more simple way. So it has to be the same domain. So it has to match the domain of the destination URL. People have to know which domain they're going to. But it can be more simple. So maybe you just want to include the basic domain, so powerpoetry.org. Or if you want, you can make it a little more specific. So if it's a page about teachers, maybe powerpoetry.org/teachers. It's another way to throw in that keyword and make users feel like it's a little bit more relevant to what they're searching for. So next up, George is going to show you how to write great ads. He's going to give you tons of ideas for how to write awesome ads that are going to get people to really click through. But before we do that, I'm going to hit the brakes and tell you some things that you cannot include in your ads because Google will not be happy if you include some of these things. So Google has guidelines about what they don't want to see in ads. So some are along the lines of content. So you can't include anything that is dangerous. So anything about drugs or alcohol, Google's going to flag that and they're not going to show your ads if they include words around those phrases. Also things that are offensive, so anything that's really meant to be really shocking or anything that's discriminatory against a certain group, you can't include that in your ads. Adult content, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can't include anything like that in your ads. And then also healthcare related content. So this can be a tricky one if you're a healthcare organization, but you can't advertise for medical studies and you can't advertise for pharmaceuticals. So if you have anything that seems similar to those, Google might flag your ads. So what if one of your ads gets flagged for one of these reasons, but you still think you're complying with the spirit of the guidelines? So for instance, let's say you have an ad about how smoking is detrimental to someone's health. That's totally in line with these guidelines, but it contains the word smoking, so it might get flagged. In this case, you can resubmit the ad for review. Google will take a look, and most of the time, they'll approve your ad and they'll keep showing it once they've reviewed it. Google has a lot of other policies, so make sure you check out their full list of guidelines before you dig in and start writing your ads. And with that in mind, I'm going to throw it over to George with some crazy ideas for how to make your ads even better and get more people to click.